if we had like an old tank or something and we gave it to some tribal group of people to be like, figure this out, uh, is that true? Well, we have found their dead bodies on it, so you would think if they were gifts that they wouldn't leave the bodies. So I've never been satisfied with that answer. Um, Additionally, I feel as if it's important for people to understand that there are so many different kinds of UFOs. It's not just your classic disc that Bob Lazar um, was associated with. There are, um, I mean, from like what I know, there are the motherships, which are giant, giant. They take up the whole sky, and um, like Independence Day. Did you ever see Independence Day? Yo, dog, am I just here talking to myself, jerking myself off raw? Are you listening? Can you hear me? Okay, yeah. Did you see? Did you ever see? Um, did you ever see? Did you ever see Independence Day? Okay. Um, what's the difference? Okay. Um, all right. Well, in terms of whatever it is, District 11 or District 9, like the craft takes up the whole sky, right? Yeah. So they have those. Those are the motherships, and then they have like smaller craft. There's the sport model, which Bob Lazar talks about. Those are like little UFO, like little saucers. But then they also have like rods, and I've never known of one of those to crash. The only ones I've ever known to crash are the saucer kind. Um, I I think that there have been examples of um, things like uh, they have orbs. I don't know if those are UFOs. Did I tell you about the orb that I saw? I'm sure I have. Exactly. Yeah, like around 2013 or so. Not but not drone. It wasn't a drone. It was an orb, and it was really more aptly called a plasma ball. It looked like just a ball of plasma, and um, that's a real thing. And it felt intelligent. I can tell you that. Uh, and then what else? What other kinds do they have? Sometimes they like they have the submarine ones that are called USOs, um, unidentified submersible objects, which are really popular. There are some places that are more popular for these than others. Um, Off the coast here near Catalina Island, there's supposedly a base, a USO base, like an underwater secret base of USOs. And then also there's one. It's near what's called the tongue of the ocean, which is like near Epstein Island, pretty close to it. I'm not saying that they're related by any means, but I'm just saying it's like in the Caribbean there. Um, and then I'm sure there are others, but they're not really talked about them so talked about as much. Um, and I think that's really interesting. And what other kinds are there? Um, like this is an interesting thing. I've heard them described previously, and sometimes they have like portholes, like you would have on a ship. But it's like, why would you need windows if you're that smart? Like, right? I mean, that just seems like uh, it seems like you would not need windows, but apparently on some of these crafts they do, and then other ones don't. I've heard that they you can like shoot like a cannonball into them and nothing happens. That's kind of what Bob Lazar was talking about, and he'll talk about it um, in this Joe Rogan thing where like they tried to melt it, they couldn't. They take like a, it's called like an acetylene torch to it, like basically like a blowtorch to it. Nothing happens. Um, they would take uh, they would try to dent it with like a baseball bat or like a sledgehammer. Nothing. They couldn't scratch it. They couldn't burn it. They couldn't melt it. It's some kind of different kind of metal that humans don't really we don't to which we don't have access. So anyway, um, that's cool. Are you ready to watch? Can you hear me, or is my mic still shitty? Riser. Riser. Yeah. No. Oh, apologies. I thought it was. I thought it was longer than that. Wait, it's 2 hours and what? Oh, so it's not 3 hours. Maybe I'm stern on everything. Yeah, maybe his first one's 4 hours. I don't know. Maybe I was. Maybe I was. I hadn't had it clarified that. Well, when we were referencing, who knows? All I know is I was right. Well, if you watch it on 0.75 speed, maybe it is. And since I want to take in so much, maybe I slow it down. We didn't state that it had to be watched in one speed. I mean, if you want to consider that being incorrect, you're fine. You're entitled to think whatever you. Perhaps. So you were talking though. What were you saying? Oh, and that's what you were talking. What happened? Why couldn't I hear you? Absolutely, my friend. Thank you for doing it. Even even your mom knew about Bob Lazar Night. No, let's watch it on one. Did you start it? Yeah, but we gotta start it over, dog. I know. That's why when I said it, I thought you would find that cool. Yes, you could have. And I bet you could have done it faster because it took them like 4 years. What happened to it?
anybody after after the initial release of all this. It seems like if people are able to keep seeing it for this long, it's got to be very difficult to just put it down. But then you hold on to a secret for 20, 30, 40 years. It's like, I guess these guys are lifers. I mean, they spend most of their time there. They spend at least 2 weeks at a time, if not 6 weeks off. So they stayed in Vegas. I mean, these guys were hardcore. I had just come in. So I don't know what happened to him. I'd love to know. I suspect that Dennis Mariani, my supervisor, died. I've seen people track him down, all the way to White, speaking to his family, and they said, yeah, he had some classified job out in the desert or something, gravestones and stuff. So, they were able to track him down. I've never heard of any leads on Barry or Renee. What is it like seeing the recreation of because essentially it was your direction, for lack of a better word, your description of it, you telling them exactly how everything was laid out, and then once they recreated it, what is that feeling like when you watch it?
Dog. What the dog? What the fuck? Why haven't you downloaded? I just don't understand.
I mean, you can describe something a hundred times. You actually take them. But, this took years. I think it was like 5.5 years when I first met Luigi. The quality kept improving. He started showing me pictures. And I'm like, that's really dead. It's not really dead. It's really dead. And, I mean, it's zooming away. Later on, he showed me a 3D environment where I could put goggles around inside. That made the hair stand up. It was unbelievable. So, I don't know if I could really describe how it made me feel, but it felt like I was teleported back there. And that's what really, I developed an admiration for the I'm behind. Flew out the camera a couple times. I didn't have much to do with film, but I guess a couple times I went out there and go, that's right, that's the one color, this here, that. And, but those guys spent years but they never showed me anything. I speak to Luigi, a couple times a month, and, he'd always say, oh my God, you won't believe this. I said, show me. No, it's not done yet. So I really didn't get it to see it yet, but when I did, really without trying to talk about it, really put the tears in my eyes. That's it. You can tell. Yeah. I swear I can feel I can feel it watching that movie. It just didn't really freak me out because, as I said before, it's not like it's exactly. It's just like the video that I showed the camera. So it works. It's very watching trying to imagine what it's like for this young scientist who gets brought in on this thing without much explanation and sits confronted by this crap. And the way it's broken down in film, to actually see the presence of this thing for the first
It's just, I can just watch it on the badge. It's so weird to watch it again and see your wheels spin. Yeah. What the fuck happened to my life, man? What did they do to me? What a big experience. Like, what the hell? Yeah. I really can't remember. I wanted to say that there was a time when Bob got angry at me a lot because I wouldn't show him. And he was like, come on, show me. And I said, it's not ready yet. I don't want to show you something. But at a certain point, we had to. And Bob started remembering more stuff. Yeah, that's true. And I think it made a big difference when he showed me some things and walking down the corridor. Oh, stop, wait, there's another door there. I mean, it was like I was going back in facility. And really brought, I mean, actually seeing it again, I really brought good things back that I just forgot. It's really fascinating for people that don't understand. You came up with the story, talk to George Martin. 88. So, late 80s, you essentially told the exact same story all these years. Then, the last 10 years, you started to get all these reports. The New York Times story, there was the Real Fast video, all the videos that show a craft moving the way you describe the scorecard. Which kind of freaks a lot of people out. The way it rotated. Yeah, the belly roll faces the bottom, it's exactly what you described. All those years, which is really fucking great. Well, that's it. It's crazy because I had this story way back then. Just make it up. This is bullshit. And when you see those videos from it's moving the exact same way you described. It's doing what you described. So weird. I can't remember. I mean, I've had so many conversations with people. And the one thing nobody can know unless you're there. I'm the biggest skeptic of all. Although if you look at Wikipedia, it says a conspiracy theory. A conspiracy thing is I'm a far right podcast. I mean, but well, if basically are you a conspiracy theory? No, well, you've had, if you have a law, you have one law, it's amazing. It's took the same one. Well, it's a pretty decent lie. It's also not normal. Normally, when people lie, they get bored with the same lie and they go to another lie. Some other story. You catch them. Eventually, you catch them. Maybe they come up with the type of people that are that deceptive, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit the standard model. Well, there are other people involved. This is the first time Gene Up finally done when I had the text like information. I'm one of the first person who told me about that. And, we're all able to go out and see it. One thing when he knew that I wasn't crazy, and then also all the combination of the gym, they would show up and in lock car doors and the trunk and leave it there so you go out there and see it. You go to your house. Yeah, they were even following George Knapp. I mean, all of us, anybody that had anything to do with it at that time, they were demonizing it. Letting you know this is true.
I've worked for decades with the settlement line, so it's always tough to bring it back. I talk about it, and it's although it might be funny now, it wasn't funny. It was really stressful, and still, it was a very stressful thing.
You know, so many years ago, you remember the law that came into effect when you arrived at this point.
Yeah, I remember.
Because initially you saw the American flag.
Yeah, when I saw the American flag was the first time I went in the hangover back, and was putting my hand across the American flag, and I thought, this is the Europe. I don't know. If I had to recap and it explains everything because I never well, when they started reviewing everything, they were trying. I was trying to replace somebody. They were trying to replace they had directed. One was directive one was to duplicate the technology with available material in any file. That's verbatim what it was. And directive two was to be able to save technology listed at any file. Once you start thinking about that, wait, don't you think about those things? And it's kind of like they left out that by the way, this isn't hard. And Barry is the guy that filled me in. So, this is an end. We need to figure out how this works. Look at the technology. I mean, this is taking light. And it was a shocking realization. I remember going home that night and just laying in bed and reviewing everything that everybody said just now. And I mean, I remember how I felt the following days, but it was just a different, it was just a different feeling. The world just changed. Yeah. It was.
They just bring you in and just give you direct. This is what you were talking about.
Well, they give me a bunch of briefing. Everything is moving at a very fast pace. I don't know why. I think I mentioned the movie. Right prior to I got there, there were Russians involved. From what I can ascertain, there was some information. And then we discovered something great corporate. And then, of course, get the Russians involved and just help out to that information ourselves. And there was kind of out in the vacuum. There was also an accident, and I was told I was replacing someone that was injured. I believe he actually died.
There's no record of who this was or they try to figure it out.
I don't know his name. I just know that Barry told me I replaced something that he was without a laptop for a while, so I came in there. I don't know, but I mean, that brings up a good point. First of all, we're dealing with alien or other civilization technology, whether it's so I'll eventually get to answer the question. Wouldn't you think this place would be more like receiving them everything right? You can see it's synthesized. Everything. There are people very careful with what they're doing, but this is in now something akin to an aircraft now. There's nothing. People are taking everything out of it. There's a freaking poster about the thing. They were there, your poster there. It's I mean, they went to the trouble of making a poster. They actually had a good place. But I mean, they actually one of the amplifiers that is the track. So my point is, yeah, but my point is, it's so nonchalant at this point. When they first went out, it had to be at that level, and they became so used to it, so dry that to them it just became like another, fighter aircraft or something from another country. So it must have been there all along. Because as soon as you have something that unique, you don't let it just sit there in the hangar and be exposed to the environment and have security people walking by and people touching it. I mean, it's an isolated, sealed, short environment, and they were passive. So I think it had been there for decades, or longer. And these guys were intimately familiar with it, not afraid of it,
So they essentially got just completely happy that this craft exists, that it was there, and there is this revolution of progress, as far as figuring it out, figuring out what it does, how to do it. So it just kind of sat. So
very little progress. And I think they kept it on the same road, and they probably had other experts there, and just didn't. And I think the reason I got hired is because I was a guy out in last year that didn't necessarily follow. I mean, the biggest distraction is, to me anyway. What other scientists, physicists, they're shy to say, scientists have guys who says, yeah, probably are. But I think they hired Tony and you guys. Steve Rothschild. I think they were looking for somebody that just have some radical idea and just project forward. Because everything is stalled. And it was, I think they were just desperate to make some money.
one thing you talked about, that's really important, is that the only way for science to progress is various you have to be able to share ideas, you have to be able to collaborate. That's not why this was fun, because it was so top secret. Everything is compartmentalized. The metallurgists were talking to motions people, were talking to were biologic experts, and everybody was talking
Super friendly. Because I think, I don't remember exactly where that started, but I think it started with the seed. And it started with the actual physical press, because everything looked like material. And I wanted some information about the superstructure of the craft. And they said, well, that's restricted to what we didn't read them for you. I just want to see if everything is exactly the same material. And what I call seeds in the craft, I still don't know if they're seeds, but they might be. I think it's more hilarious to say questions than else. But I wanted some information on those, and that was restricted information too. Other groups working on that. So they compartmentalized them so much. There was no exchange of information between any groups. I mean, you can submit a written response that your supervisor, like the attendants, would have to carry over. They would have to approve, and you get a 3-line response from the other group. But that's not how science works. Science works on this exchange of information, and they were just killed with security, and it was really frustrating. It was just
So is this a function of security people that are concentrated top speed that don't truly understand how collaborative science works.
Yeah, that's right there. Yeah, exactly. They have no idea how that works.
Because it stands to reason that whatever that thing was made out of probably in some way interacts with the propulsion system and whatever controls that are in it, that this material has to be intricately
Exactly. Exactly. And I suspect that the material is electric. Okay, you know, like a magnet, a permanent magnet, it's like, it's electric. Right. For everything, it's a magnet. It has a magnetic field. An electron is a material that has a permanent static. And I strongly suspect that practically that electron. And I would not put this again as a material science class. I would not allow to connect that to, but this notion that's so important. You connect the propulsion system and how the propulsion system interacts with the amplifier and the emitter. And I wasn't allowed, you know, the information I needed. So it was self-defeating.
well, it seems like things cheating like a fighter jet or a bike. Like in the automobile, you have the outer area, the shell of the car, and then the door, the skin, the hood, all that stuff, which is not the propulsion system, which is the engine, transmission, tires, but they're all not connected. They're connected, but they're both together and have different functions. I think the idea, the concept of this is, as I'm gathering from you, is that this thing called multistream is right?
With no physical connection between the systems.
And all of it made up of something.
At least on the outside. At least on the outside. The whole thing is the same. And the other craft all have different. So that brings to mind, you know, like a GM plant that makes a car, it's every 350, makes it with a power. So that makes you think about what their factory, you know, tracing the mother off the direction, but I try to stick this in the technology. I followed it. You know, I know that in Barrett, we go to the lunch in Barrett for house, you know, and they didn't actually give it involved. Hell, you have a lab partner, right? And Mike at Barrett, and you're allowed to talk to a lab partner, but you can't talk to the group that has to go through a written request, that has to go to the supervisor, and go from there to that. And just go back, so on and so forth. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It slows down any progress.
Which is why they're functional.
Yeah.
Did you ever expressly communicate to them that theorize this whole thing? There's something about it.
Oh, we all. Because we get requests from other, you know, from other churches. And you can tell they're desperate, just like we are, and fighting against the system. Just exactly what we found out. You know, where is the energy being transferred here? If the reactor fires up, is there a field present around it? Or is the field just absorbed into the emitter and you can touch the reactor itself? And actually, that was an important thing. When the reactor is operating, is it perfectly tuned? The emitter, where it sees all the energy that's in the reactor and pushes it out the bottom. And the answer to that is no. I remember that was a specific request from one of the groups. The metal people we really and some of the groups, I don't even know some of the other groups were. scripture. There are only 22 people there total. So I would like for you to tell Joe one of the things that always interested me because I think the graph is how the weight work with this interior with the limited. If you can explain there, you'll tell us a lot of things. Well, this is why I was talking about the reactor. And there's something that's like, so like you can lift it up, take the reaction out, the reaction is lift it down. But you know, like antenna work does old walkie-talkie in a different section. Yeah, you can retract the pipe, but there's no section, and it doesn't have any it just becomes small. And if you look underneath, where the emitters hang down, they turn, and it doesn't buckle. It's a magical material. This is the basis of the craft. It's really the material it's made of. It's amazing the way it works. It's just you can push it into a smaller volume, and it doesn't change at all. It doesn't get bigger physically. It's
So you're lifting it up and down.
look, if you got a big pipe and you push it together, it has to get thicker because the material has to be okay, it stays in exactly the same. Well, yeah, you couldn't talk to the metal. Yeah, but those guys, well, they know it did it, and that's their job. So I imagine they have more information than I do. But that was really well. The wave guys hold the emitter, and the emitters turn it down, and the pipes down, and there's no wire or anything to make. The pipe is, I'm trying to relate it. I can't think of anything to relate it to. One thing you said, so everything was like, again, right, it comes down to the material, which at the time, 3D printing was yeah, at the time that was really confused. How did they go up into the at a track? Because you can't do anything without 3D printing. They have to resistance, and you can go some layers up, and that made sense. Some sort of 3D printer before they British. I don't know how that happened, but it was fabricated different than anything. I don't even think it was
And so you never got any training or any understanding of what the metal was, what kind of powers, what it consisted of.
all I can say is the soldiers tried to do I can't say it was a ceramic. I can say it was cold. This is yeah. This is the design of Barry.
How much stuff?
Well, that's 100%. Yeah, it's got to have the first way to be less. So Luigi has gone over the ability to there's an incident, right?
Can you show what it looks like? And show what the image is.
Yeah, on the trailer, there's a ring. Yeah, there's a ring around it. On the craft, a high voltage. And above that ring It's not a good shot. Probably this is the original trailer. It's the new trailer that would actually, yeah, there. And you'll get to see it right there. Actually, right after this. It's actually before this. You're going to see the ground. And if you see there's like a black, right, there's like a black line. It's the first ripple that piece that's metal. Yeah, we call that the incident because below that there's a head motion on the ground all over the time, and above that there is once you see the whole rest of your life is not and you are in this present story. Maybe 6 months. So for 6 months, you're around policies and allocations. It's actually three changes that Another Business Insurance Act 19 before it the trust and you understand the policy and then they have the version of business insurance facts, you know, that is laws targeted to spread the question so you know what's covered and what's not. Right now, you George Senator shoes really get a policies for those world. I know you like the and I'm going to like you agency. I felt privileged to be part of the project, but it left me with a stable appetite. Even when I was there in Haiti, they were talking about moving I really dying is it still there? Has it been done such days enough that we could take place? Yeah, I remember Barry talking about maybe a South Pacific project or something, but they said the expenses were so great they could do that if they wanted to wait for everybody. And they hated the fact that it was right along the time bad. Everybody without mistake. But that's the best place for you to catch mistakes. But yeah, that it's and whatever it's called. Yeah, I'm serious about that. So the original follow, you know, back in the Apollo program, they needed parts. And if somebody had something ordered UPS or whatever, they had the authority to stop that shipment to that other person, take their stuff. They needed it. You know, they had to but if you're working like that, you can do anything. And they're dealing with something that's not build it from scratch with American technology. But that's the big one. And really thinking about that, I'm not sure, I'm not exactly sure these guys should be allowed to do that. This is really hard. And the world is really changing. I mean, we have a lot of crazy things and non-thinking translate populations of life. And, you know, I don't know, this would be a very powerful world and for 40 years, I think I've said this before, 40 years, all the people in control of this information have all agreed to keep it quiet. And these aren't idiots. These aren't idiots. Because you have a million people that all have agreed. There has to be a reason why. And if they all agree to Maybe not. Yeah. No, really. Maybe they're right.
Maybe you could have figured that out.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm increasingly thinking I'm the one that made the mistake. Maybe this was supposed to be just kept quiet.
Yeah, but that doesn't really true. Because I don't think it's ever supposed to be small groups that you have information that would change how others.
Yeah,
So I don't think they deserve it. I don't think it's right. Makes any sense. I
well, I don't know. I mean, really, think about it. What if it's something that's really bad?
Like how so? What do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe I mean, what if it's but I mean, what if it's like, like we raise hell in this field, this beat of grass, and this is what if it's something like that? Population creatures that are just to be consumed in some way.
I don't know if but I just think we are
Not physically,
right.
but eating.
We have a task. Without seeing or some of the guys we just reviewed, I just look at all the other biology on Earth. Why is one so uniquely able to manipulate its environment, communicate what these things do? Can't really even exist in its environment. Most places that have got clothes and shelter, we're a weird animal. We're very strange. We don't seem to the way we control air conditioning, electricity, electronics, light and travel. We're soaring beyond everything that's involved. Every animal, predator or prey, plant eater or meat eater, all seems to cohesively exist inside of this ecosystem. And then you have us, just like almost like an invasive species. Like invasive species destroy ecosystems because they don't belong in them. Well, that's kind of what we do. Like we suck all the fish out of the ocean, pollute the rivers with our technology, mess up underground water systems. We're like an invasive species in a lot of ways. Yeah, this we're timber shed thing. So timber shed has recently talked about this. That you can't talk about it last night. They said you'd be up at night. Things that I've seen. Things that I've seen. He said we just needed to close the door. I'm sick of it. I'll tell you this. I was briefed last week on the issue, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, which said people this country would become and they referred all the numbers.
Well, this is what I was talking about. If, it's not like there's a bunch of space brother. Here, have the information. What if it's not? What if all the information?
What would be that? Like, if you ever thought about this, try going, play it out first, after
I don't know, everything that would like you ourselves with the upward machine. I
don't put
what if we're just considerable?
I don't know if like
Oh, but there's I would consider substantial right. My good friend and I down there, we had I mean, he used to come over and tell us that, on the food, he did. He said that you could Yeah, I met that. And he was such a slow catch. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, he's getting pictures of these antennas on the phone. In fact, I'll tell you a story. He was an accomplished pilot. Had many world records, things like that. Dear family, his father had been an autopilot aircraft. And, but he died at the time. He fly from Las Vegas on shuttle helicopter back and forth, and he'd say, be kind of lonely. Hey, you want to go to Minneapolis tonight? He comes like 9 o'clock at night, and say, well, no, he said, just put on a suit, and, come to so-and-so, and I go there, pick her up, and, everybody, especially in the NBA, great, right? Get on the plane, and just act like chicken. Go on there, and I sit on that nickel down and jump behind the plane, and everybody.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? And,
Can you pause it for a second?
for a second.
So he's talking about a former CIA pilot named John Lear. Can you hear him talk about that? Okay, so of anyone in the Bob Lazar universe, John Lear died a few years ago, but John Lear and I had correspondence. So I was just absolutely enthralled by this story from like 2008 to 2011 or so. And one day it was on my MacBook, and I just thought, so basically, John Lear had, or pardon me, Bob Lazar had two friends at this time, Gene Huff and John Lear. And John Lear would talk about all this wild stuff, whether it's true or not, I'm not sure. And Gene Huff was more grounded. And I forget exactly what it was, but there was some kind of disagreement between, oh, I know, between John Lear and Gene Huff. And I just really thought that John Lear handled the situation better. And so I went and just randomly emailed him or whatever I thought was his email address. And he got back to me right away. I told him what I thought. And I just said that I thought you handled the situation better. And he said, thank you so much. You made my day. And I just thought that was so cool. So that's my connection to the Bob Lazar story. Okay, keep going. I didn't guess his email right. I looked it up. Um, he had like like back in the day or something. Like he had posted it somewhere, and it was on some forum, and so I knew it was the right one. I knew it wasn't just a random. Oh, I know what it was. There was this whole email chain between these two guys, and so I just took the email chain email and sent it to him. That's how it was.
Hanging out there, before the tiny head, he just, wake up. down and say, yeah, keep working, and he just let her fly, which is insane. And looked over, and I remember looking over, and I think the engineer was engaged, and he just put his head down and pretended like nothing was happening. And that was just one time. Another time, but during and there was going by Roswell, living in New Mexico, and they called him and told him he wasn't getting paid. That the company involved him. And we come back from Mexico and landed at the Roswell. Just took the plane and landed at the Roswell airport. A whole 7-Eleven, got out, walked up to a bus station, gave me a call, the payphone, said, hey Bob, okay, you're in Mexico, yeah. And he drove up, taxi to drop me off at the house, we walked in, we went, oh, and he just laid out on the couch, where the sleep was. What are you doing, Arizona? I just got home, but I mean, that there was just like he was a great friend to have, but he had no full-time. If he had a retired general come up and give him all the information, or if he had a psychic, the neighborhood, and give him all the information, he put him in the same category, and so he really did have useful information that was difficult to get, but it was mixed up with more. And sometimes he would just really lean into that concept. Like he was convinced that the sun wasn't hot and that he was living inside. And I used to die laughing. I went, you were excuse me. I said, you can't prove it's hot. Yes, I can. Just go outside, on a hot day, and that's not, that's just the sun's atmosphere that's on fire. It's crazy. But we got along, and I thought it was crazy. But the thing is, a lot of people did come to him and give him good information.
That's the thing. That's the thing about some people. Some people will tell you nonsense and they'll tell you truth. And it's difficult to accept that truth that also comes from people who say nonsense.
Right.
And just because they've said something that's nonsense doesn't mean necessarily that this thing they're saying is not true. There's other things. And you've got to be able to discern. You've got, like, I talk to a lot of people who say a lot of things that don't make any sense when they say something that rings true. And it's difficult because you have to have some sort of understanding of the human psyche and of those kind of people, because there are kind of people that have very loose ends.
You're counting on their filter.
Yeah, like it does.
And it doesn't.
But somehow good stuff gets in there and you go, hold on, what did you say?
Right.
How did that get? How did that happen?
Yeah, you can't really discount people because somebody comes up with some absolute.
Right.
It just means they're filter different type.
Right.
But
Which is also the reason why they're willing to entertain things that are outside of the normal spectrum. So, like, they might have actual very useful information, but wrapped up in your paper.
exactly.
Yeah. So the soul catcher.
Oh, then yeah, that's the soul catcher. I remember him sitting in, I think he was more in the 5 ways because I walked in and he said, yeah, well, you're the I think he's in the grave, this Indian race set up this soul catcher, and that's what the whole thing is about. And as you die, it sucks your soul and they use it in some way. And it's not where your soul's supposed to go. It just like snaps you.
That's where your soul's supposed to go.
It was just really interesting.
But those are the weird things. There's someone who's got documents that you just put them into database. One of them being containers. Yeah, and there's the likely conclusion is that sold whatever that is. You would think. Yeah, it's just I would prefer to believe that that's not true. But maybe it is. I don't know. At Barry said, they had nonsense up there. So if they give you anything give out any information, so can be so that's just a way of taking it. But decades, generation. I mean, there must be, yes, must be. And really helpful. I would assume there has to be. And to me, we think, I don't know about U.S. People that ask me, why is the Navy everything from the Navy back in the 60s and 70s, the projects were more everything so, and in these days, you hear some of these types of craft. Media, David Draper, Tic Tac, things we do on Monday. And, supposedly the craft was an archaeological truck up with it. And that is possible for success. So, what is I mean, it's by far biggest media. I mean, if you
Pardon me.
Whatever that is, really does create some sort of gravity or some sort of space-time code. Yeah, but maybe it's like The thing that always fascinates me about particularly the Braves is he genderless. hustle it all, and they seem to have enormous ends. And the stories, the anecdotal accounts of people having communication with these creatures is that they communicate in some way telepathically. If you transcend all of our weird biological needs, like all the things that are attached to being human, ego, lust, greed, desire to conquer, desire to control resources, all those things are territorial primal instincts. And one of the conversations that I initially with Leo, we were talking about what's happening to people's bodies is that people are slowly, we're consuming microplastics, phthalates, and those things that are reducing our reproductive systems, our testosterone is dropping, all this stuff like leads you to say, well, where does this go ultimately? Like, well, how many more people are autistic now than were before? It's 1 out of 12 boys in California now. It used to be 1 out of 10,000 just a few decades ago. We're moving in this very weird direction without us recognizing it. One out of 12 boys in California are diagnosed autistic now.
But do you think that might be the way they're diagnosed?
No, I think it's exposure. I think it's exposure to chemicals, vaccines, environmental toxins. It's not just me. There's tons of studies. And a lot of more studies too.
I mean, if that's accurate,
Well, it can't be just diagnosed because I mean, I know so many people that have grown up with autistic kids. Right?
I mean, back in the 60s, 70s, there were no kids with ADHD. Kids that were like it didn't have it.
Yeah, I think it's I don't think ADHD is a real diagnosis. I think it's a real excuse to give people medication. ADHD is essentially a superpower. What ADHD is allows you to concentrate on things that you really enjoy, but you cannot concentrate on those things. I think I have this. And I'm very fortunate that I'm diagnosed and medicated for autism more in the right time.
I agree with that.
Because it's very unusual. If I find a thing that I like, I can lock in and concentrate on 12, 14 hours, no sleep, no food. All I need is like water or coffee, and I'm locked in.
I thought she was happier.
I think with ADHD is you're taking kids, you're putting them in a completely unnatural environment, you're making them sit down, they don't want to sit down, they're very active and energetic, you're making them study things by very unenthusiastic teachers, they don't want to pay attention, they're fucking off in class because they're completely bored, and then you're saying that kid's got a problem, you have to diagnose them, and then what do you give them? You give them Adderall, and also give them wine, because they're on fucking speed, and I just,
But if you focus in and let them do what they're into, you then
watch them play it for 7 hours. Because that's what happens. Because that's something that they're actually engaged in. It's not that they can't be focused on anything. They just don't focus on things they enjoy. And we want to turn people into nice little factory workers. And the only way to do that is you got to get a kid to drive. You got to get a kid to pay attention. Follow the rules. Yeah. I don't believe that ADHD is a real thing. I just think there's some people that are wired differently and they should pursue different things in life. The difference with that and autism is, especially when it happens, like almost directly after multiple vaccinations. There's a lot of things to, particularly the MMR vaccines. There's quite a few. When you look at the schedule of vaccines, how it ramps up, it completely correlates to the ramping up of the diagnosis with autism. Captain's version is getting into some anti-vaccine conversation.
wait,
What I'm saying is that ultimately the human race is moving to a very weird place. So I had a conversation with Shannon Swan, who she studies environmental understructures. So various toxins, phthalates, microplastics, plasticizers that are really disruptive to people's endocrine system. From the introduction of these petrochemical products in the 60s, you see a miscarriages and infertility, and then on top of that, the actual shrinking of their teeth. So one of the ways they find out the difference between mammals, some mammals, when you see a child, a baby mammal, the difference between a male is easily recognized by the size of the gap between their anal hole,
But that gets to be more it's like, no, it makes no sense.
because when they've done studies where they use phthalates, particularly phthalates, and they introduce them specifically purposely into certain animals with growth disease, mutation traits in the penis and the studies on alligators. So alligators, when they look in these rivers, they're small. And she talked about this. All of these are endocrine disruptors that are in the environment that are doing this that reduces fertility and it changes the way the human biology functions. It makes men more feminine, it makes women less person. Well, ultimately, what she really is really with they look like they have no gender because there's no sex. That might be where biology needs to go to transcend away from our territorial primate biology. Our territorial primate biology is war, violence,
And we think that the plates are today. And
it may not be. It may be completely non-beneficial to all life forms, and we have to transcend it. We are transcending it whether we like it or not. What I'm saying is, I don't know if it's a bug. I think it might be a feature in evolution. That our insistence on using plastics and technologies and all of these different environmental toxins that we use to produce energy and all of the goods and services that we need, and also are disrupting our ecosystem and changing us from being these hulking, hair-covered cavemen to being these very small, like autistic men that can fucking code 24 hours a day without sleep. It seems like if you extrapolate and you naturally take that question and hold skinny things, muscles and giant my thing also, and I do agree.
what I find kind of really concerning is how fast that for sure changes. So it's the question of like, is this actually it's probably the same. It's moving so incredibly fast. If I look at my father's generation, and the next generation, I mean, it's just right now it's moving so fast. Yeah, I do agree with you. And I'm thinking, if it's moving so fast, there could be not a natural component to it, but there's an intentional component.
If you wanted to do something to create a change, like put some more shit on our dogs are wolves.
Yeah,
I have two dogs that are the prettiest fucking thing from wolves you could possibly imagine.
Is that
Marshall. It might be a Marshall. Marshall is a golden retriever, the sweetest dog of all time. And I have another dog named Charlie, who's a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel, who's even bigger from a wolf than he is. He's just a cute little, fuzzy little sweetheart. They have no killer instincts whatsoever. But what happened? He softened them to the point where there was something compatible with our household, sandwiches, babies. We made them safe. And that's how it makes people. It's how many people, whether we like it or not, we can attribute it to all these different factors. Oh, it's fun up in movies, this is the environment, this is what's going on. Or maybe you just look at the overall picture. There seems to be an insatiable desire for innovation and technology. If you look at us from afar, we're part of the human race. You just study us. What does this species do? It makes better things. Makes better things all the time. Constantly. You know, I look at how the iPhone 16, it's not good. iPhone 7 is better. naturally not going to tell it. It just like keeps going. It never stops. It never ends. TVs get bigger, stronger, cars are faster. Computer just processing video editing so much quicker. Everything is faster and better. We keep making better things. We never stop. Society right now, we have a lot of problems. The problems that we don't have are technology. Technology seems completely suitable for this world that we're living in right now. Let's just stop making new things. Concentrate on cleaning the rivers. Concentrate on stopping crime. Concentrate on educating people. Concentrate on counseling for trouble. Now, I'll do this. I'll go ahead with the one thing that we absolutely guaranteed to do. Make better things. We have a weapon called everything we do to make things better.
And I have to add, we do that, and we also do it in a way where it's economically beneficial to the ones that are making it, because we make things great. Think about it. We make better things, we make them so that you have to buy the better thing half. Engineered on wood. Yeah, that's also important. Yeah.
Also, human beings have this very bizarre desire for materials. Why would a thing with a finite lifespan want to use its objects? Like, I know people that are in their head collect things, but you fucking do that.
Yeah.
You die. You have maybe like 10 summers left on Earth. And here you are. Stamps, cars.
Yeah, no, I've got to do that. Yeah, I mean, at some point, you have to bypass the accumulating product life.
But materialism ensures a constant hunger of innovation. Because this is one of the things that gets people excited about collecting stuff. Is that you're going to make a benefit. Like that might
Right.
yeah. And so it's like all built in psychology and also to this thing that I said we're somewhere else studying the species. It makes better things. What sharks do? They swim around, they can't stop swimming, What do they just make better things. They go to war. Why do they go to war? They go to war so they can control resources, so they have more money, so they can make more things and better things. And also the amount of innovation that is in warfare, in war weapons, in war fighting.
Yeah, that's actually it keeps the system going.
Produces endocrine disruptors or contact chemicals and toxins, feminizes energy, ruins women's reproductive systems, to the point where ultimately we say, for the survival of the race, we're going to have to figure out how to reproduce non-biological.
When I first got involved in
because we're so wrapped up in who we are. We're so wrapped up. I love living in Texas. I love driving in a car. I love all those things. What is that? You know, these are just weird identity points that you connect with whatever this species is. But if you just have a love for you, and just being looked down.
yeah, that's how far we go and all that.
And now with AI, I think we're going way faster than we can understand. Because with Claude, they think that the Claude AI engineers, they can sense it already. Just doesn't have a vision about it.
Look, AI isn't a chaos. Everybody agrees on that. There's no way.
I think it's going to prevent us from breathing. It's going to let us down. It's going to kill us. And I'm going to mainly go with it. It like mates.
As soon as they come out with a female robot, yeah, sexually attractive, whatever, yeah, game over. There's just going to be more babies, and we're just going to
So, I think it's much more like that's where you get the grades. I think what the grades are is universally technology. Chimp, the caveman, the gray, grasshopper. And chimp, caveman, human, modern human, gelatinous, soft, slow moving, weak, modern human. Right.
Like I've always leaned into it very carefully because it's the only thing that the crab came from Beta recently, which is a star system like 30 some odd light years away. And again, it's like a star system. They came over here for a reason. But that information may not be true.
Right. That information might be one of those things.
I mean, yeah, again, if it has to do with, like, I think, we talked about they and some other really credible researchers have said that these are people either from another dimension, another time, or maybe they're us from the future, just coming back to interact with us in some way. Yeah, but it doesn't seem like they're doing a good job.
Well, maybe fucking things up somewhere is also part of it. Maybe that actually has to take place.
I mean, holy cow, look at the way things are going right now. Holy cow, things are totally off.
Well, maybe that part, maybe part of it is like it has to get so violent that that you start to need to change it and implement AI as well.
That's
Exactly. This is dangerous. This is dangerous as
look, I run
now. No, it's not wrong.
I run
It's
a
sad.
okay, but they
No, you could. But look, if you
everyone has any business is taking technology. I mean, the difficulty is actually making the material. So, I mean, if I was doing that, I would enrich it 80 or 90% because that's where you're going to make your weapon. And stop there.
right now, they would give you Pakistan.
But that doesn't make you have a weapon. It just gives you a shortcut to it. And taking a weapon from there and being able to deliver a weapon, to 4,000 miles away, good luck with that. That's a big deal. So, then they don't need to enrich your name with right. They can,
It's not even the
we can make their own. Why would you do that? Would you rather make your own car or just somebody give it to you? Why would you do that? You got a buddy that'll just give you it. You can always do that. No, you can always do that. You can always do that. I don't think they were ever going to, they're going to act now because we're as everyone learned, you have to have nuclear weapons now. This is a really bad situation.
Oh, it's a horrible situation. But my point is, why is this situation the situation taking place? Jesus, as human beings suck. Right? We suck in how we interact with each other. We suck because we're territorial primates with weapons.
Can't wait this to all
That is the way to stop that from ever happening. Well, why? That catastrophe. We offer a solution that shows what's the best solution? We have something far smarter that will take over the freight resources and build it.
This is colossal. That's the memory that gets you. It would be colossal in the 1960s or 70s movie. It's about, the scientists make deep insight computers that take over and those gigantic computers inside something to do performing better than we expected. And as it turns out, Russia has done the same thing. And they continually communicate together. And, they start communicating, it goes, well, that might be given our secrets, they better cut the communication. And the computers freak out, and everybody. It's the longest weapons, and, essentially almost everybody has this, but, kind of like a trap. It's kind of like a trap. Yeah, it is that way. It's exactly.
Well, simulated
Oh, they 98% of the time. Yeah. I mean, isn't that crazy? I would say, because, look, the goal is to win, and they don't present you with the scenario, and they go, okay, let's go. And, why couldn't you pick that? You're going to start with slapping them in the face? No, I think better to just bond them over and slap in the face. It's over with. We get this all there. So,
and you think about what happens if you look at the level of versus the mass destruction, it looks like instead of thousands of missiles and bombs, it's just one bomb that which I can manage to do this is a lot of the conversation that you were privy to where they discussed, because one of the things that does come out over the discussion is these crafts that show up at these military bases and shut down all the roads or something.
No, I agree. Most of the UFO stuff,
I just love that. That's so fascinating. Most prominent figure that only comes from
yeah, I really only like to talk about what I know about, and I've heard the stories, but I've never heard them officially.
what's one thing that makes you most proud?
I guess,
Yes, she does. Me. Because when people are like way too into it, they want to believe too much.
I don't like it. Do you know these people? Yeah, but you know, they were the first time they did. To me, they're. I don't go for it because for me, I look them up, and people say, "Do you believe them?" And I'm kind of inclined to believe them because look, in the 1960s, right, where they're from, the last thing you want to do is be recognized as a mixed race couple, right? Holy cow, they would hate you. A black person and a white person that were, in any kind of relationship. But, they did that. Yeah. And actually, I have a connection yet because Barry said they're from the Zeta Reticuli star system, and Betty Hill drew a map of the Zeta Reticuli star system, so this is part of their roots. Wait, did you know that? Yeah. Okay, if you look that up. Okay, but if you look up in Betty and Carnegie Hill, she said, I think, I can never get this stuff right. They showed her a map and they said, well, this is a map. She wanted to know why. Okay, right? And they said, do you understand this? And she said, no. And they said, well, why should we tell you anymore? And, maybe something like that, but they showed her this, and she obviously, look at that.
She's Betty Hill describes it now. There's a ship later she sketched it. She was told the heavy long regular trade route and working lines recorded in various space expeditions following you the map. Siege of Map Right was published in the New York Times. Mrs. Hill, struck by the similarity between the Thomas map and her sketch, then added the corresponding names.
And it ended up being light binary star, which was really interesting. And I remember when I first heard about Bob's story back in 1989, and he said other people like, I remember thinking, wow, that's what Eddie Hill said. So that made me also question, is that real in that document? Did these guys really come from there? Because it was mentioned in 1968. So why would the government, the U.S. Navy, write that in there that would correlate to something that we already kind of knew? I think that was purposeful disinformation to disinform them. I think
Why? Maybe it's true. We'll pause it. Okay. So many different crafts, so many different things. I did species with one thing more advanced sequence.
And the universe is really big. I just think everyone can find this place. You have
The Coast website is automatically optimized for mobile devices. If you're a Coast insider, you should listen to live and past shows right on your phone. Just visit coastam.com on your iPhone or Android browser.
There's probably stages
I don't think there were that many civilizations visiting us. There was certainly no doubt somewhere, whether it was one, and whatever it may be, someone else is here. Not,
well, I think if you got technology that say, let's say the razor blade, why would we assume it's not stable? Why would we assume the technology gets to the point where not only are they far more advanced than that, but they also do that?
well, if you want to view the universe as like next week, then there's somebody about it, and there's somebody about that, and there's somebody about that, and it's never
I was watching this lecture, it was when we was talking about quantum mechanics. She was talking about maybe our understanding of space and distance between the things is limited by what our current technology is and our current understanding of what space and time actually are. And what she was saying, again, she was saying that there might not be, we might at one point in time, given enough time, thousands of years, be able to instantaneously travel. And that just how quantum, like subatomic particles are kind of restrained, right? We don't totally understand either particles, the action and the distance, right? Right. That we might eventually get to a point where that's how travel works. That's instantaneous travel.
I think we just have hints. Look, everything, we look at macro equations and things like that, but we base all electromagnetic or static, actions on and how they relate to time and how they relate to things in our universe. But that may be nothing. There may be this level of physics that we're unfamiliar with that these craft people with these observations just utilize.
I mean, if you just stop and think about 24 Morse code to sell them. And so 26, 2200, especially sentient AI, human resources. Scale out 1,000, scale out 2,000.
We really can't scale up. Because even in 100 years, it's way more right of everything. Also, it's exponential. Right. That's why we can't scale up.
I think it's exponential now. AI generates better versions. So, what's happening? Essentially, the chat.
But yeah, we're obsolete in terms of our thinking. We're obsolete. Yeah. I mean, all AI needs is him, right? And that's yeah, I was gonna say, and that's a very thought because it's like we're gonna integrate. I think it's inevitable. I think you're right about that. We're just pulling. It's not like even if you and I are not gonna actually do it, somebody will. It's gonna integrate because other people will. It's gonna happen. But it's still the same right. There's still the same.
Sort of we're
Yeah, but they don't. I love it.
So, one thing I want to talk about the actual generate this thing that works on this large radiation. How did you guys figure out what the function of it was and what it did? So when you're first introduced to this crowd and you see this dome that reacts reactor hovering this thing that's generating this power, what was
And that's where I was thinking about that. So, state service has been established. And at some point, they decided to take that out. They X-rayed it. They only went around it. They really couldn't determine how it was. So, at some point, it's very dangerous. And they cut into the reactor violently. And reactor.
The first time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll free for West of the Rockies, call 800-505-5033. Then from West of the Rockies, toll free 818-618-8255. Send George and text message anytime.
No, it's a little accurate. There's something, I mean, and like we just do it, you can take magnets, like forward, push together. But they can't take your chance. That's a force right there, right? But that's and this news us feel that all the crap we've done right now. Would you try to touch it? Yeah. Would you try to push it? Would you feel? It's an elastic field. You can push down, but you can't push it. The closer you get to it, the sharp pushes back. You can, if you have resistance, I would say about maybe not maybe not. At some point, you can push back on the show. But the important thing is, if you have a magnet, a little disconnect, and you have another magnet, also that negative, all of the crash, it reacts. This means you have to be 5 years to react. Just go back. Yeah, so when Dennis said he wants to go out there and make a crash, here's the crash. Whenever he is defending it's not translating its weight or its ground and moving off the ground. It's just handling it off the weight.
So you have it as trying to shape the water. Rather than trying to shape the water, because it lays like this.
I'm trying to only work like that. Work like a stack of this. This has to be covered just trying to work like scotch.
Did they say steak cups, or did they say it was organic?
Well,
So they were duplicating it. Did they have more of it?
yeah, quite a bit of it. So either they want the other craft, other reactors that they remove. Yeah.
Was there any discussion that they're exchange given? It's like something. She's not really reading some interesting stuff about she's material recollection that you're supposed to try on the website. These researchers these crafts, they were thinking it was donation or something. Right. It doesn't make sense. This thing crashed. Why is it perfect? Why is it
I don't know. Look, I've heard so many. I'm not it's crazy. I'm just thinking with technology, and I feel friendly citizens who have been involved with the project. But I don't think they're getting crash. This advanced technology, you think they're coming to Earth and there's a thunderstorm like a scratch over the ground? I'm not buying this.
There's one logical explanation that there was some high house
Keep that.
which is starfish water.
That's dark.
You guys know I see
I was right. Yeah, I mean, what is it, Jack? And you can
unless there's a block-based observation difference, and just rest of the way, then we can't see them. Just going back to the 60s.
that was Yeah, why are they? I just did a 1.4 megaton. Yeah. They did. Let's see what happens if we blow it up at this altitude. I mean, that's crazy. You know, there was another test plan to blow up on the moon. Like the Russians took, you know, like we were awesome. But they yeah, I think they're yeah. I can't go up these numbers. Yeah, we're gonna do that. It says like everybody on Earth just go out. Go on that.
The explosion mainly you and I, people on Earth.
Yeah. I still think they should have done that. But
Yeah, but you want to put a jet engine in the back of
I honestly think they should get that bomb on the 4th of July every year. That's just me.
We're used to
No.
a long history. Yeah. So going back to this reactor. So how was it explained to you? Did they explain to you how the technology works or what they know about it? Like,
Now the way that who is excited to show it to me is that I'm going to turn this is the reactor that is craft. Sorry. I'm going to show you the reactor and you turn it on. Small little dome, flat little blade.
is this in the craft or is this on
No, this is in the experimental area.
So this was not one of the small craft, this was another.
This was another one.
This is it.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, on the table, and he had it there, and he went over to the emitter and rotated it, and he was trying to touch it. And I put my hand on it, and it repowered it off. And the closer you got to it, the more it pushed back. And that's the real shock because there's nothing that pushes back like that. It's the living portion of science fiction. That really
Explain what is happening, like in terms of the rotation of this thing, like what is happening with what energy.
Well, actually, don't know. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's pushing back the as far as we know, gravity only has an attraction experience. It never, even with anything, analyzes and still has an attraction. There's no repulsive force that we've discovered. Because that would be great repulsion. But this pulse. So this is a new field.
But how was he turned on?
Part of what is on the main level has reactor and what we call the amplifier. The reactor and the amplifier. Right? There are three that are right on the amplifier. And we believe the energy from the reactor by the amplifier. And they produce fields that was wrapped up. And that's how there is nothing even in the physics of that correlates. So what is the energy that causes it? We don't know. I mean, you just use gravity. It's the only thing we know. But it has negative gravity. So It might be a new course.
But you're saying you have this machine that's next to it that you can do something to that causes them to jump.
There is a fire, and it's like a big pipe, and if you put it in together, that's 20 degrees, 20 degrees, something like that. That connects it in some way to the reactor, and it begins to be powered. Once the temperature is no field, it creates the gravitational field. It's an anti-gravitational field that pushes on the ground.
And what's happening in the emitter? Just so
Well, we had this there is something.
what is it? Like what's the internal structure?
It's a hollow, right? With, I guess, a little copper colored plate on the side. It's kind of in the middle. I mean, these guys have been working on it for years before I got there, and there was really no concept of what they were doing.
Did they explain to you why LSD is crucial to this work?
No, that's
So until there's a large hadron collider experiment in the 2000s, right?
no, I know they synthesize that, but look, in any element, there is always a large amount of well, it doesn't decay. Yeah,
That was nice about it. The large hadron colliders, we were able to achieve it, but it was so how did they define this?
no, I mean, there are different isotopes of every element, and like
Directing it to true.
it's basically different isotopes. Yeah, it's like, oh, they got coffee. Yeah, there's different isotopes.
He's fine. You know who isn't making themselves look too good? Is you with all this loud shit. I hear you putting ice in glasses. You How dare you? No. I totally agree. It's the same shit. He's here promoting a movie. No, it's all brand new immediately after this. Um, well, so, okay, a few things. Joe Rogan went into it for 4 hours in their previous one, and that's a long time to go into something. And they discussed everything. They got Bob drunk, and um, here's the key about Bob, and even Joe Rogan talks about this. He's not going to make stuff up if he doesn't know. And so he basically told everything. There are some elements of the story he doesn't want to get into, like his wife cheating on him. I mean, that's painful. Additionally, he got into some legal trouble. This is such a Bob Lazar thing. So there are in Nevada and uh, brothels, and Bob Lazar was asked by one of these brothel owners years ago, like 25 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, to install the basically a network there because they wanted to get um they wanted to like um surveillance cameras and stuff. Not anything bad, but um Bob Lazar, I'm gonna look up what actually happened. He got into some trouble. He doesn't want to talk about it, and I understand. Um, he admitted to involvement with brothels, including owning a legal brothel in northern Nevada called the Honeysuckle Ranch with his first wife in the early 1980s. In 1990, shortly after the 1989 UFO disclosure, he pleaded guilty to felony pandering for aiding a prostitution ring in Las Vegas, which resulted in a sentence of 150 hours of community service, probation, and in order to undergo psychotherapy and stay away from brothels. Now, Lazar claimed that he helped a Las Vegas prostitute named Tony Bullock modernize her illegal operation by installing computer systems, security cameras, and monitors. While he initially admitted to doing computer work, prosecutors stated he had recruited the woman and encouraged her to solicit customers in an apartment complex. The case was resolved with probation rather than prison time, with authorities noting that there was no indication of force, coercion, or drugs involved. Some sources dispute the existence of the Honeysuckle Ranch brothel, noting that there were no records of such a business appear in Nevada directories or historical accounts of legal Nevada brothels. Conversely, supporters argue that Lazar's past criminal activity does not invalidate his claims regarding extraterrestrial technology, though the incident significantly damaged his credibility in the eyes of many journalists and investigators. This is the first I've ever learned that he owned. Uh, that I don't think he did. As I understand, he got in trouble for basically helping this woman set up a brothel, but it seems like he did have uh, felony pandering for aiding prostitution. For aiding a prostitution. Okay, so as I understand, this would have been legal. I'm not exactly 100% sure on this, but this would have been legal in some cities in Nevada. It just happens to be illegal in Las Vegas. Something like that. Exactly. from one pimp to another. Doug, shut the fuck up. You would have never even known about this if I had not mentioned it. It's a minor thing in his past. It's extremely minor. It doesn't necessarily hurt his credibility. In fact, in my opinion, it helps his credibility because he's talked about it in a lot of different interviews. It's just he didn't talk about it on the biggest podcast in the world because it's in the past. He doesn't want to bring that up. He's addressed it before. It happened. It was all at the same time. Bob Lazar was into a whole bunch of things. Specifically, though, he was into. He owned a. He owned a photography studio. Not, I shouldn't even say that because that sounds bad. He owned like a film. That sounds bad too. Like, do you know how you used to have to get your film developed, and they could do it in like 1 hour photo? Yeah, thank you. He owned a film lab, but it wasn't anything pornographic or anything. So he owned that. He was into um, jet cars and things like that. He was a physicist, and he helped this woman basically set up her computers and her um, cameras and stuff. And he may have pleaded guilty for this just to get an easy sentence of like 150 hours community service. That's like extremely minor and isn't even a big deal. And as I understand, it would have been legal anywhere, like in a lot of other cities in Nevada. It just so happens that in Las Vegas it's not. And for them to be like he owned the place, I don't agree with that. I think that that's just some that's like perhaps hallucination by AI. And as I understand, he didn't own it. He just set up the cameras and the network back in the 80s because nobody knew how to do this kind of stuff. And he was married at the time. No one ever said that he was cheating on his wife. There was none of that. And in fact, from the stories, he was faithful to his wife, and his wife is the one who cheated on him. So I think this is all blown out of proportion. He, in my opinion, if anything, it leads to his credibility because he's talked about it in the past. The fact that he didn't talk about it on the Joe Rogan Experience, so what? I'm sure that there's a lot of things that he has had. I'm sure he likes bimbo MILF porn too, like we all do. Does he talk about it on the Joe Rogan Experience? No. And I think as well, he he never made a lot of money from this ever. Like he's doing okay. He's a business owner, but that's from his own hard work. It has nothing to do with, it's not like who's some, there are people who go out, like he could have gone out and been like, hey, I'm a motivational speaker and I charge X amount of money to speak at your corporate event. There's none of that. He owns a scientific company. It's called United Nuclear, and it's basically, it sells science supplies to laboratories who need unique types of elements, periodic table elements. Like if you need like uranium, you can like go to him or something like that. If you need cadmium or you need boron or whatever, you can go to his company and they can have it shipped to you. That's what he does. And he's very quiet about this. You've got to admit, since the last Joe Rogan to this one, you haven't seen him do any other media, have you? He did one other podcast, to my knowledge. I don't know why he did it, but he did this. This guy's last name's Jones or something, who actually does have a really good podcast. Um, that's the only one I've seen him do in the last like 5 years, more than that. So I think that maybe whatever 3 years, whatever it's been. Now, the people who would utilize this story for their own benefit would be like the Logan Pauls of the world, or the Jake Pauls of the world, or the Bonnie Blues of the world, or the Talk to a Girl. Like, he did not do that circuit. He didn't go on The Fighter and the Kid and the Tom Segura, Your Mom's House, and he didn't go on Theo Vaughn. He doesn't do that. When you know, he easily could do that. In fact, he should. If he were smart, he would go on these big podcasts to talk about this movie to get more people to know about it. That's not his way. I've known about this man for a very long time, and his story, it's always remained consistent. He doesn't like to be in the press, and it's not because he's doing anything wrong. It's just he's more of a quiet individual. It would be like this. No, no, no. He is a pimp for what he's done for the whistleblower community. That's amazing. Um, and also, I don't think he had uh, a very good attorney, because it seems like he had minimal involvement in this, and really, it's just like a blip on the radar of his past, and you would have never known about it had I not said anything about it. But when you were like, they don't go into anything too new, I think that Joe knows the story. He knows his audience generally knows the story. They went over it. This is to talk about this movie, and we'll watch the movie perhaps tomorrow night. Do you have Amazon Prime? Okay, excellent. We'll find it, and then uh, I got to say, Bob Lazar himself is, in my opinion, as credible a witness to any UFO thing I've ever known, and he's had his entire life delved into. They've gone into um his academic records, his employment records, his marriage. Like, this guy's marriage was ruined because of this. Like, that's a sad thing. Tomorrow night, tomorrow night it's hold on before you go. We have a movie we have to watch tomorrow night, and it's not the new Bob Lazar. We have to watch the one that he promoted on the previous Joe Rogan. It's called something like Area 51 S4 and Bob Lazar or whatever. And then we have to watch the Bob Lazar movie. And then it's our complete back to back 48-hour Bob Lazar-a-thon. Wait. Wait. And you didn't even watch the Joe Rogan experience. You're very fortunate that you've watched a lot of these things already, because I would have made you watch the Disclosure Project, then the Top Secret KGB UFO Files. Then we would have watched Bob Lazar Episode 1. It's like it's Star Wars. Then we would. Why didn't you watch them, dude? Exactly. Before you, before you, I have to tell you, Brian Callen is going to be in Irvine, California, this weekend. And if I were ever to make perhaps a field trip to go see a comedian, it would probably be Brendan Schaub. But he is so successful. Brian Callen is so successful that they are giving away tickets to his show. So if you want to see him, you can check him out in Irvine. No, that's Brendan Schaub's other co-host. He's on a bunch of podcasts, and so that he didn't get arrested though. If they were normal people though and didn't have a lot of money, these guys would be in jail. One of them for solicitation with a minor, probably, and the other one for rape. Oh yeah, yeah. Or he might be out by now, but yeah, um, he he's a creep. You didn't watch any of those Fighter and the Kid videos? Dog, you don't even know. There are podcasts that have branched off of the Fighter and the Kid that just make fun of the Fighter and the Kid. I could go into deep lore, dog. This is one of my passions in life. All right. So wait, tomorrow night though, it's Bob Lazar, S4 and UFOs or whatever, and then we have to watch the S4 movie. He's got two movies about himself. We have to watch them both. It's Bob Lazar, part two. I take care, my man. Streams. Shout out to Riser, everybody, for streaming. What a nice person.
They're not hiring topless maids, right? No one's buying topless maids during this corona. A topless maid? No one's spending money on this. You're better off getting a job as a belly butler. A topless B cup maid is like a no voice, no glasses, no lisp, no accent. What's going on back there, Mrs. Claus? I'm starting to think I married a man.
Alright, so Brandon, how long ago did she tell you that she's going to be a topless maid?
This was 2 weeks. This was 2 weeks ago.
Have you followed up with her since then?
She has since told me that she's looked at other jobs, but I kind of thought it was like a convenient, like, breaking
So she
point.
was bluffing.
I'm telling you that if stripping was a thing right now, no, she's not fucking bluffing.
Okay.
We're all right that she's not going to strip
How old
when
is she?
there's no 25.
25, just going to jump right into the stripping business.
Like I'm saying, she's kind of been doing it. Like before quarantine started,
What do you mean she's kind of an escort?
she works at, she calls it karaoke.
Uh-huh. And what does she do at karaoke?
Thank you, Santa Claus.
Yeah, what's karaoke?
I'm under the impression that she's wearing provocative outfits and semi-lap dancing, but like it's a different setup where you and your buddies like sit in a private karaoke room.
Oh,
She's a
stripper.
No. What do they
That's what
call
I'm
it?
saying.
They call it they have a name for that.
Taxi.
I know you're here just to talk to you about
clubs
this.
where
Yeah,
they
it's
have,
like a taxi dance, like called like taxi dancers or whatever.
Yeah.
She lip syncs but with her vagina.
We call that
Carry on my wayward son.
it's a beater set. What was the sex like with this girl?
It's pretty good. She got one of those copper IUDs, and it has led to like the smelliest sex.
Oh,
I love it.
all right.
I got one of those for Christmas one year.
Give it up for Mrs. Claus.
Oh my God.
I don't blame her. Like I'm saying, before the copper IUD, it smelled
So
like
what
normal.
exactly does it smell like? Just like bad vagina, or
Yeah, have you heard of vagiosis? It's a
Yes.
doctor's fucking term for horrible smelling
right?
vagina.
Are you sure she's just doesn't have some cum left in there from some other guy?
Okay, there
She
you go.
she was very honest.
That's how it works, right, man?
No, seriously, I know it's like a girl that she was just a fucking slut. She always had the stinkiest pussy because she had, fucked another guy previous that day, and you get some old cum in there. It's like salmon, like a piece of salmon left in the car.
These are the girls that you're hooking up with. Girls who look like
Scientifically, if another man comes inside of another woman and there's leftover remnants, then it will be smelling like the salmon of a southern
Red
river.
Man strikes again, famously. Oh my God! How many times do you think you had sex with this girl after she had sex with other guys?
Actually, that was the thing that ended it because it was just disgusting.
Let's just say every time I put my penis inside her, it was very squishy.
Oh God!
No, that's the thing. Is like it's the same thing with me. The stripping kind of sucks. The smelly vagina. I was looking for a way out.
Why is it made of copper? Like, are they all copper?
Copper kills sperm on contact.
Yeah, it's kind of like germs, you know, like where you have those things that open the doors so you don't get
Oh, okay.
like the copper rings or whatever the fuck it's called.
All right.
Yes, I've used pennies as contraception before.
There you go. All right. Well, Brandon Peterson, we always learn so much about science and stuff when you're on the show. And, you know, I always say out of all the male comedians with a belly button ring, you are without a doubt one of the top 20 or 30. No, fun times, really great jokes tonight. How long have you been on stand-up again?
I'm at 2.5 years.
And, I mean, really, really good. Really great premises, especially. Jokes, great. I mean, you're doing it, man. Congratulations. Writing during this pandemic isn't easy, and you're doing it.
Brandon B. Comedy. Thanks, guys.
Rocking around the clock. Hey. Wow. All right. Excitingly, that is the end of the music portion of the show. Yeah. It's time now for your final comedian of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy, an absolute god, an absolute legend, truly one of my favorite human beings on the planet, a guy that I love, a guy that I look up to, a guy that I love working with. It's the great Michael Laird. Here he is. Everybody, come on, make some noise for Michael Laird. He's here. He's live.
I don't want your noise. I don't want your noise. Tony, you disrespected me by bringing corn on. What is this? The Silver Fox competition? Alright, so it's been said that maybe I have an anger problem, and I wanted to look into it. And I looked into it, and it's not because of my disease, and it's not because of my personal or professional life. I discovered by looking inside myself that my anger comes from one source: bad customer service. And so, to deal with that, I decided I will no longer get mad. I will get even and pay in change.
Oh, shit. We haven't
Man, you ready?
been handed scripts, and here we go.
You guys ready to rock this the fuck? Someone lick Santa's fingers. Are you good, Santa? Alright, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pay change!
Nickels, dimes, pennies, no quarters allowed. Rude to me, rude to you. Rude to me, rude to you. I hope you brought your calculator.
You want my 2 cents? Here's 92 cents.
I don't lie, here comes the happy Coin's got you stuck like you screwed McDuck. Pennies from heaven, more like hell.
Abraham Lincoln and 40 of his friends.
change. 3 coins at fountain.
A roll of dimes up your ass.
Change. I hope you miss your bus because you're counting my change.
How long is this thing?
Hey, why don't we get any fun lines? Oh, is there a line for it? I'll do some dance for me.
Well, now he's just rhyming forming with forming.
Hey.
Some curtains serve as entry space. Those are cousins. The main definition of those were paid for men that have eyes because they're structural, versus others, let's say like relations when or negative, all of them be again out of position. Russian and that was the way of the power. Women raise their children to perform the service of halal. Unless there are workers talking about this framework that you are required to do that. But God loves the name of love. The Chazar from the most destruction said Jesus outside. There was, remember again, one of the most
$1 fee, second and wait,
You ain't friendly, here's a wheat penny. I like smoking nurses better. Que paso? 100 pesos.
Shouldn't that have been Joel's line?
Coins are minted in 1792. Now here's 1792 coin to you. Even the one about Helen Keller was better than this.
I hope you like the vice president because you're some pens.
Wow, in a script about change, there's a Pence reference before an Obama reference.
Copper is the color of your energy, and here's 311 pennies. It's written in the script that I don't like the script, but truly I hate this. Call me Obama, cause I want change.
There it is. Seriously, this is about 3 pages too long, Michael.
Are you a cop because you got a piggy bank? Okay, alright.
You're a 9/11 conspiracy documentary. There's Jay.
Everyone puts their fists in the air.
No, I think that's the stage direction.
Well, I'm not doing it.
Wow, absolutely fresh.
Half of that was the Christmas tree. She wrote it away.
Wow, incredible writing. Clearly a lot of work put into it. That was a lot of pages. This is the thickest script we've ever been.
Yeah, I know that I was supposed to act like I didn't like it, but I really did not like that at all.
Yeah. Ironic that jet ski helped because I'm pretty sure it took an entire tree to print up all the pages.
That's why my legs are gone. That's why my legs stuck.
Oh, that's where your legs. So funny.
Oh man,
Michael, incredible stuff.
Thank you.
Another very fun production that you put on. I love that you're taking advantage of the of the wide parameters that you are afforded in your
No
position.
doubt. I mean, it's in the playground.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
I'm loving every minute of it.
You're goddamn right.
What's up with Corey? One look like Barbara Streisand's ex-husband.
Which ex-husband?
I don't know,
Looking
everyone.
ex-husband?
But two, what are you, 85 and look 30? I mean, you're talking about doing bumps in the 70s? I mean, how fucking old
I remember you, like 74. We were gacking out somewhere in El Reno, Oklahoma, fucking having a good time.
I thought I had enough yak and I took too much yak and I OD'd the guy.
Gackety gack, can't go back.
Gackety
gack.
No doubt.
So what else has been going on, Michael Lair?
Well, I have some observations about tonight.
Okay.
The strip club stuff's interesting because Brian and I are very similar, almost in the Stephen King way. Like we've looked like each other through different years. I've been to hundreds of strip clubs in over 30 states, and we're both the oldest besides Cord, who made a deal with the devil or something. Like in 2008, going to strip clubs was different than 05, different than 2 years ago. So, and then you learn recently what the strip clubs are different, and you have your favorites around the country. I was really things that I knew.
Texas all the way.
What are some of your favorites that you've been to off the top of your head?
Sam's Brown, East LA.
Okay.
No doubt. East Chicago, Indiana, Industrial Strip. You go in there and a very kind Indian gentleman. And let me preface this by saying I'm from Chicago. And before the financial collapse of 2008, you go to Chicago and it was like some daily, like hardcore shit. And a strip club would be $100 for an air dance and a $10 Budweiser. And you go 30 minutes to Indiana, and the nicest grandpa ever would greet you at the door, and he'd be like, "Oh, what we have here are frictions." It's like trying on people.
I gotta tell you my favorite strip club stories real quick. Me and Rogan were at this strip club in, I think, Atlanta, and this really hot stripper was talking to me.
What, like 15 years ago?
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago.
Pink Bonnie.
And she was like massaging me, and I thought she liked me, one of those things. And then she went away, and this old woman that worked there, I think she was like the manager, was standing next to me, and she was wasted. She starts tapping me, and she's like playing with my hair or something. I thought it was the other stripper. And then so I just kind of like, she like leans her head into me. I thought she's going to kiss me. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll kiss that girl. I start making out with her. I hear Rogan and Eddie Bravo like crying, laughing, and they're taking photos of me. I'm like, what the fuck? They're killing it for me. And I open my eyes, and it was this old woman, probably like 82 years old, that I was making out with. And Joe has video of it somewhere. It's pretty disgusting.
And then you found out she had old cum in her pussy and
Yeah.
started going down.
You didn't smell the copper?
Whoa!
Tony, I had a race story this week.
A race? Did you race story?
Yeah.
Are you ready to lose?
Race.
Is there a big deal right now
Yeah.
in America? I'm glad that you're talking.
That game sucks, though.
Things are very tense right now. I'll tell you,
So you want to play against somebody who won't resign? All right. Are you ready to lose? Dude, You weren't close to a 400. That's not close to 400, dog. You love this game, don't you? Dude, that's not possible. No, it's not. It's just it's just not. What up, baby? No. That's the worst thing perhaps you can roll. Are you going for a full house? Well, what do you want me to do about it? All right, dude. No, you didn't. Yeah, big dog. What did you say? Somebody just tweeted me. Okay. Perhaps. So, are you happy with your full house? I would. What up, Pam? What's that? What's that? What was your triple three? Oh, and you get more for that? That's bullshit. Yeah. One, two, three, five, six. Perhaps. What do I do here, Zoo? I almost just want to roll again. 2, 3, 4, 5. You didn't miss a turn. No, you didn't. Well, that could be true, but yes, sir. Oh, Zoot, this is big time. Zoot, did you see him in the mirror? All right, did you see him in the mirror? Oh, okay. I mean, it's cool if you are. I would still be your friend. Oh, Zoot. Zoot, this is an ass kicking. No, this game sucks. This game sucks. Dude, I might have the best roll of the best, like, I'm doing really well. You're destroyed. You're It's over for you. Dog. It was like the best round ever. I don't even need these sixes. I'm gonna go for a big chance. Or 400. Dude, I'm about to. You came in here bragging about how big a score you had, and I'm about to destroy your score. I won't get 400, but I got 320, son. Yes, sir. That was great. New high score, 328, son. Wait. You didn't tell me that. Why is that? I get what you're. Yeah, if anything, Victoria and New South Wales should get 5. And dog, I'm better than you at that game.
Dude, you love that game, don't you? This game sucks. All right, well, it's not time to look at it right now. So you have 5 seconds to play something, 4 seconds to play something, 3 seconds to play something, 2 seconds to play something, 1 second to play something. Nope, we're done.
So you have an invite to a dice party.
What up, baby? Were they defending themselves? I would recognize that it's part of growing up and tell them that they're allowed to defend themselves, but they should seek authority when they have the opportunity.
Right, and she was a single mom. She didn't have like all that much support. Well, boys do hold grudges. Doug, you've been holding grudges against these assholes from high school for like a long time.
Wow. You do. You do. Three, four, five, six. Oh, you thought you had it available. So just chance it. Oh, you can't. So just put it with the fours. You still get 8 for 4s. Shh. Sixes. No sixes. What up, pimp? Give me a 4. Give me a 4. Yep. Yes, sir. It's a good question. Dog, you haven't played a large, a 5, and a 3, or it's 5 sixes, and the 5 straights. 5 of a kind and the 5s. 1, 2, 5, 6. That doesn't help me. That doesn't make any sense, but cool. I already have played it though. Those are really. I play the 6s, I guess. Come on, give me some 4s. Give me a 4. Give me a. I got the bonus. Uh, 35. How about you just choose something? Just put something down, dude. No, he didn't.
You think it's over for you, Zoot? Why were you so good at this game and now you suck dick? How was the glory hole? Dude, it's over for you. There's no way you win this. It's impossible. Dude, are you ready to lose in Karam? Why is... No, you're terrible. You're so bad it's not even fun. Zoot, you are the worst person I've ever seen in this game. Yeah, that sucks. I wanted you to feel like you had a chance at beating me, but I'm just going to destroy you. So you've never beat me in this game? There's the opportunity that you may never beat me in this game. You're terrible. You're terrible. You're bad. Big dog. I could just pull down my pants and look. Yeah, and the whole world can understand that my penis is larger than more than half of the world. That's big. Zoot, you're just garbage at this. So you need to practice a lot. Nice strike. You need to practice a lot before I play with you again. Yeah, you will need to practice a lot before I'll play with you again. Dude, I've gotten a spare on every fucking roll. What are your thoughts on that? Dude, you're dog shit. Terrible. It's like you're not even gonna get 50. No, I can't. No, I can't. Dude, you're shit. That's not how the scoring works. Did you know Riser and I watched the Bob Lazar Joe Rogan documentary? I shouldn't say that. We're watching that tomorrow night. We watched the Bob Lazar Joe Rogan podcast. Did you know that?
No. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is. It should be one from South Australia and five people from Melbourne and five people from Sydney or whatever their states. They're way bigger than you are. You actually have a better deal than they do. No, you have a better deal. It's basically if you get to go to the finals, you oh, Zoot. So there's no way you do well. What up, pimp? Already have. I already lived that life, my friend. Dude, you shitty enough with your eyes open. Thanks, baby. Yep. Zoot, you're dog shit. Dude, it's over. Dude, I got them all. Yeah. Dude, did you see I got them all? All right, what are your thoughts? What up, baby? Oh, probably a woman. Dude, I've beaten you in everything. Soccer. Dude, are you ready for table soccer? Yes or no? Go. I know. Go. Dude, you're up. Everybody's waiting on you. I'm gonna take Australia. I've got Australia. I've got Australia. I've got Australia. I've got Australia. They should have New Zealand as well because your flags are so similar. Dude, are you gonna go? Doug, you're taking so long. I know. I was just busting your balls. I don't think so. I think I have the best. Go, Zoot. 0. STFU, dog. Okay, we'll just let's see it. Go. Okay, well that's a wonderful story, Zoot, and everybody liked it. How about you go? That's one of the worst passes in the history of the game. Terrible shot. Terrible. Terrible. Are you sure? Why did you just say fuck off? You know that we can you know that we can hear you. Zoot, why did you say fuck off? Zoot, I asked you a question. Okay. Are you serious? Open goal? Okay. And what have I told you? You need to seek psychological help. It's free. Well, you can at least try to get it addressed. And if you don't get it addressed, then people shouldn't really feel sorry for you if you're not trying. If you were trying, I wouldn't give you shit, but I know you're not trying. And I know I've done everything I can as your friend to get you help and you refuse to do it. So I don't really pity you that much. I basically say that you enjoy looking like an ass in front of people because you don't want to seek assistance for it. It would be again a different story if you were like, dude, I see a fucking therapist once a month for this issue. It sucks. I'd be like, dude, I know you're trying. You're doing everything you can. I get that. But you're not. You're lazy about it. You'd rather go to a fucking glory hole than go talk to someone about issues that you have. And there are medications that are available that are free to you that you don't want to take because and you don't even know anything about them. So I don't want to hear they don't work. I don't want to hear they have bad side effects. I don't want to hear any of that shit because you didn't even know they existed. Now, how about you kick the fucking ball and let me dominate you? Are you proud of that shot? Zoot, that is very close to getting me to stop playing. Zoot, look at this shot. Are you fucking serious? Zoot, are you fucking serious? You have the easiest goal in the world. Easiest goal in the world. There's nothing wrong. What's annoying? I agree. I don't like it. Because it's annoying as piss. Zoot, why's your guy in the way? Oh, dude, what a box out. Zoot, did you see that box out? Your shot sucks, son. Strategy. What up, Zoot? Zoot, it's 4-2. What are your thoughts? Eventually, give it enough time, yeah. Yeah? Well, it's not something I control. Dude, are you proud of the way that you just played? Why don't you like Harem? Why don't you like Harem? What is Harem like, dude? What's your idea, big man? Zoot, what is your idea? Oh, okay. What makes you say that? Who on Twitter saying it? Is Bitcoin Obama one of them? Are you in love with him? Does he do porn? Did you watch it? Was it hot? With whom did he have sex? Really? Boy or girl? Oh, his friend? Okay. Dude, are we going to watch a podcast? Kill Tony? What are you watching? What's your favorite one? Are you sure? Zoot, I have a question for you. My question is this. What's a big NFT that's going to be big? Why is that? Zoo, why didn't you do well in Dice Party? No, you don't. You did really well, dude. What is it about, dude? What'd you say, big man? What's the girl's name who won? Does she have a chance to win? And if she wins, you could basically say that you got second in the entire country. Is she funny? In England? How did you know? How do you know that she did well? So how do you even know though? And what they say? And what did they say? What did they say? So there's a chance that she could win. Do you think she's gonna win today? This like, give me odds. What are the odds that she wins the whole thing? Yo, why so low? And if she wins, and if she wins, if she wins, And if she wins, you can kind of consider yourself the second funniest person in all of in the whole all of Australia. Do you hate when people call Australia Austria or Austria Australia? Okay. Do you want to watch Fighter and the Kid with me? Dude, why don't you like Fighter and the Kid? It's the worst. It's the worst, dog. It is the worst. Do you want an update on Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen, aka the Fighter and the Kid? Are you ready for it? No, I don't know if he's going to jail. He didn't do it. The only thing he's done is stuff that's like civil, maybe fraud, but like that's not like hurting anyone sexually or anything. The other guy, Brian Callen, if he didn't have good lawyers, he might be in jail right now. But he has good lawyers. Exactly. And the other guy who Brendan Callen or Brian who Brendan Schaub does a podcast with, that guy went after minors, and if he wasn't wealthy, he would have he would he'd be in jail. So get this. This guy podcast with multiple people. One had rape accusations according to the LA Times. The other allegedly asked underage girls for nudes. What are your thoughts? Oh, he was like 35. Don't you think you would say, "Hey, it's been fun that we've done this podcast, but these accusations just absolutely make you toxic. We're done." Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I believe everybody deserves a second chance or whatever. That's cool, but um, do I really think that Brian Callen raped a chick? I think he was probably aggressive with some women and got in trouble for that. Do I think that the other guy asked chicks for nudes, underage girls for nudes? Yeah. Is that the worst? Is that the worst thing in the world? It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing, especially if you're in that position. You've got to know, like, hey, I have a lot going for me, and I don't want to lose it all. And on top of that, these guys, at least one of them was married at the time. That's even creepier behavior. Do you want me to read everything that happened? Doug, why don't you enjoy this? You know that there's a Fighter and the Kid that airs tomorrow, don't you?
On what days does The Fighter and the Kid air? Zoot, go. The Fighter and the Kid airs generally on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. Are you aware of that now? Okay. On what days does the Shab Show air? No, that's not a day. That's a time. And maybe it does air at 12 or whatever, but sometimes it's released. Now, it used to be put out on Mondays, but then it went to twice a week, and now it also comes out on like Tuesday and Friday. Okay. Now, with that being said, and what day does the Golden Hour come out? The Golden Hour is taped generally on Mondays, but it comes out on Fridays. So it's always like they're talking about old news every week. They're talking about shit that like they'll be like, man, I wonder who'll win the Super Bowl this weekend or whatever, and that might be different. Like they'll be like, I wonder who's going to win the NBA title, and then when it airs, the NBA title was played like 3 days ago. Does that make sense to you, Zoot? Zoot, what other questions do you have about Fighter and the Kid? That's my question for you. Do you know who Whitney Cummings is, Zoot? Yeah, she's like one of the biggest female comedians in the world, and she one time Brian Callen, they were at the Comedy Store, and Brian Callen was like, hey, can you drive me to my car? I'm parked around the corner or whatever. And she's like, yeah. And as they were in the car together, he just whips his dick out. And she goes, what are you doing? What are your thoughts on that? Okay. Now here's another one. One time at the Comedy Store, do you know who Bobby Lee is? Zoo, do you know who Bobby Lee is? So you don't know who Bobby Lee is? He's putting out a special. He's been doing the same stand-up routine for like 30 years, and he's finally going to put it in a special. Did you not know that? All right, so Zoot, I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know about Bobby Lee. This is ridiculous. Remember that time I sent you that big long list of Reddit posts, and I said to watch it? All right, so many of them had to do with this situation. So Bobby Lee had a girlfriend slash fiance slash girl he called his wife. Her name is Kalila. All right. Do you understand that? Zoot. All right. So Bobby Lee and Kalila do a podcast, and she's basically like, or was the brains behind the operation. She's like a pretty smart girl or person, and but Bobby Lee, she's not even that smart. Bobby Lee's just dumb as fuck. No offense to Bobby Lee, but he admits like he doesn't know how to use a computer. He doesn't know how to turn on a computer. He like does everything on an iPad. It's like he just doesn't. Yeah. So, um, one New Year's Eve, like, I don't know, probably 5 years ago at this point. Brendan Schaub, who's married with multiple children, texts Kalila, who is Bobby Lee's like girlfriend and fiance or whatever, and is like, what are you doing tonight or whatever? And she's like, I mean, what does it matter? Aren't you married? And he's like, yeah, but it's just like for show or whatever. Like, we don't really love each other or whatever. Like, okay. So then, this is so funny, and you don't care at all, and I don't care. I want the world to know about this story. I'm not the only person who cares about this story. There are 150 homeless cats, as they call themselves, and we call ourselves, in the Fighter in the